Hi, my name is Justin Latimer, and I'm going to show you a battle replay from Medieval Total War 2 Online. October 5th. It was a busy day for me. I think I have like 5 battles from October 5th.
Await my orders.
Alright, here I am in Lebanon, playing as the Byzantines. The Byzantines are the Greek half of the Roman Empire. This is what's left of the Roman Empire in the Middle Ages. They look pretty good. First thing I do, I relocate to over here, first of all. My artillery piece is an archaic bombard, but that is the best gunpowder weapon the Byzantines can get. This guy's gonna send you to the devil. That's what he said. Alright, and so here are my cavalry, Byzantine lancers, and my bodyguard unit. This kind of armor on the horses is called cataphract. And these soldiers wear a mix of leather and metal, Linfer X armor. Pretty cool stuff. It's very unique for the time period too. The Byzantines are the only people using it. These are Vardarotoi, which are kind of like Magyar people who work for the Byzantines. Very famous auxiliaries in the Byzantines. Not unlike the Turks. These are dismounted Byzantine lancers. I chose them instead of Byzantine infantry because they're just a tad hardier. Byzantine spearmen. Very mediocre. I brought a lot of these Trebizond archers because they're deceptively good. They have a very high 9 missile attack. That's a ton. I brought 4 units of them. Right off the bat, I decided to move down here because I don't like just waiting for the enemy to come to me. I go to the enemy. Way over here I have Siftakon archers, which are also tribals, which are used by the Byzantine Empire. Steppe people who are they're used to this kind of environment. And I'm in range. As soon as these guys stop moving, I'll be able to open fire. I advance my infantry beyond them, so I can claim as much land as possible. Historically, these guys were very famous archers. They were commoners from the Black Sea region, but they were very skilled with the composite bow that they use. A favorite unit of the Byzantine armies. Behold the glorious sight which is my army.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
I have way less infantry than my opponent. My opponent is mostly infantry. He hasn't brought anything else. He has muskets, and these men are dying very quickly to my Trebizond archers. He hasn't brought anything but infantry. All he has is heavy infantry like these guys and just a few units of muskets. He'll regret that. The Venetians in real life were rivals of the Byzantines, and more so in game. It is so much worse in game. In my personal opinion, I think the Venetians are more of a pest and a nuisance than the Turks, who were the historical enemy of the Byzantines. Look how many of these men are getting shredded by my Trebizond archers. That 9 missile attack does a ton of damage. If I could make a movie reference, it's like storming the beach at D-Day. Saving Private Ryan. Of course, these are the bad guys, though, so don't cheer for them. My cavalry over here have been able to fire at the enemy unmolested. And now that he has charged his units into my trap here, they're not really going to do it. These units are better than my spearmen, but they're not able to kill my spearmen just because I have more of them. And I have these guys in reserve. Of course, I'm not going to let all these men shred my spears, so I send my cavalry to help. I send in the Vardaroitoi to charge because they're very competent in a hand-to-hand fight.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord, or a military disgrace.
There goes the Venetian captain. He is now dead. Due to my Sifticon, I had my Sifticon charge the musketeers when he wasn't paying attention. Or rather, when he had all of his infantry engaged in the fight over here. I've been able to retreat my Vardaroitoi. The Vardaroitoi have left the hand-to-hand fight and are now firing their bows again. But I'm going to send them back into the fight. These men have hammers, war hammers. Victory seems certain.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Only half the enemy force remains. 31% of my men have been killed. It's going way in my favor at this point.
The battle seems
These men just mass rout. They were doing well, but they're not going to stick around. And you really can't blame them.
It is unwise to ignore winning the battle.
Very few enemy troops are still fighting. There's one right here. Then there's some here, musketeers. They're going to get charged by my Sifticon. He has these men charging the back of my Sifticon, but they're just going to rout as soon as they hit.
The enemy are overcome. This is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
And so there you have it. I have a heroic victory online against my opponent, Baj Mahal. I brought 941 men. He brought 1,081. Men lost 272 for me, 933 for my opponent. Men remaining 669 for me, 148 for my opponent. Enemies killed for me 618. Baj Mahal killed 277 of my men. 67 kills for the Vardaroitoi, 55 for the other unit. 91 for the Sifticon. That is a ton for a light cavalry unit. 41 for the other unit of Sifticon. 77 for these Trebizond archers. 72 for another unit. 72 for another unit of Trebizond archers. And 58 for the fourth unit of Trebizond archers. 15 kills for the Bombard. Not a ton, but it's good for morale damage. Heaviest casualties were, of course, my Byzantine spearmen, 46, 36, 67 for one unit, 75 for another unit. And that's that. The opponent charged a lot of his men into this narrow area here that I had well protected. It's never a good idea to just mass. Instead of massing all of your units into attack in one direction, it would have been a better strategy for Baj Mahal to split up his troops, move in from the right, the left, and the center. He definitely had an infantry advantage, but he just charged all of his units into the same point. So, lesson for you if you have infantry superiority, do not do that. I'll have more videos for you soon, and thank you for watching.